Well, family, I am excited to be able to come and talk and share. I know I have been conspicuously missing and a little incognito, not just over the last several weeks, months, but for the most part over this past year. And so there were quite a few things that we were doing last year that basically from September until really next week, we had to kind of suspend some ministries, stop some things, kind of put some things on the back burner. But what I am excited to be able to do today, right now, is to be able to come and share about some of the things that we're actually getting ready to reboot, most specifically, and relaunch. And that's really the better term, and the more appropriate term is relaunching. For the last year, and I know this, many people basically can't fathom doing this, but for the last year, I got accepted into a kind of a residency program to help me continue to move the needle forward as I relocated to Orlando, Florida, which was very time consuming, and the obligation that it required, in all honesty, was probably a bit more than I thought about. But make no mistake about it, I am glad that I was able to do it. And so next week is actually coming to a close, and so we're in the process of revamping, relaunching quite a few things. Even right now, as I sit in the back of our truck, our box truck, and I know that it doesn't seem like much to many, but as I sit here, this is probably going to be one of the most instrumental vehicles and modalities that God is going to use to help transform a city. The vision that I have is not one that really encompasses a whole lot of brick and mortar, which does not coincide with a whole lot of other people because they can't seem to see themselves outside of a building. But if we are honest about even the biblical narrative, everything, most specifically, 90% of what Jesus did happened on the outside of a building, and I believe that. My doctoral thesis was on the missional church operating in words of knowledge. The missional church, when you look at it in comparison, is the modality that brings us and gets us closer back to what we would call the primitive church, or the church that was birthed in the book of Acts. To whereas the people of God was in the marketplace, in the community, it was a lifestyle for them. But while they were there, they were operating under the power of Holy Spirit, so that no matter where they encountered someone, that person qualified to be touched by the power of God. And that's how the church grew. And that's exactly what we believe in. And so as I sit here in the back of this truck, make no mistake about it, it's yellow right now. And it's just a regular box truck right now. There's nothing special about this truck. But in a few weeks, you will see why I'm not only just excited about this truck, but why I'm excited about the vision that God has given us that will encompass what this truck truly means. There's a few others that I've shared the vision with regarding how we plan on it, how God has spoken to us about bringing city transformation. And we know that it won't be done because of conferences. We know because it won't be just done because we have such powerful worship services. And I don't discount either one of those tools. But when, and I'm an avid studier when we start talking about revival and revival history. And the fact is that no revival that God ever was involved in started in a particular building and stayed there. It always moved to the streets. It always moved among the people. And I truly believe that in this season that we're in right now, that God is going to show us that he can use anyone, you as well as me. And when he touches us, that touch is not supposed to be branded in such a way that all of a sudden it becomes about us, but the touch is about other people and how we can take it to the streets. And that's exactly what we're about. So I just want to share that this will be the first of many. I'm going to begin to do kind of a not state of the union, but a state of the ministry monthly video that I'll be putting up, kind of sharing everything that the ministry is doing, and also the relaunch of our church ministry. Because again, we had to suspend some things and just put some things on the back burner. But we are getting ready to hit the street as we always do. And as a result of hitting the street, we're also in preparation to launch relaunch kind of the Love Center and church. So just make no mistake about it. You want to stay tuned to everything we have going on. I'll also be sharing something about some conferences that we'll be having as well, and most specifically opportunities for training, opportunities for equipping and impartation, because I believe that God is no respecter of persons. If He wants to use me and can use me, has and will use me, He can also use you. And so that's what I want to share on this day. And August the 4th, my birthday is coming up too, on the 21st, hint, hint, so get your money ready, because I am taking birthday gifts, okay? But anyway, I definitely wanted to make sure that I shared. Many people have been asking, where have I been, what's going on? But I wanted to take this opportunity because we're stepping into a new season, a new phase, and Lord knows I am glad to be through with this residency program. And I'm not officially through until next week, but we've also been in preparations to go ahead and relaunch, like I said, some of the outreach opportunities, ministries that we were already doing prior to suspension of those ministries, as well as relaunch, reboot, re-kick off, reactivate, reignite our Love Center Church that we're getting ready to launch as well. So stay tuned. Love you. God bless. And peace.